welcome back, everyone. We have Bart and Jennifer Mills here, our local theater movie reviewers, and I don't know why I said theater, but movie reviewers. And today we're going to be discussing a movie called Iron Claw. I think it just stars Zac Efron. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to intro this movie. This movie is a true story. It's about the wrestling dynasty out of Texas, the Von Erich family. And the Von Erichs believed that they had a curse that was causing all of these many tragedies in their family. And that's what the movie's about. It's based in the 80s.
Yeah, I did see a clip of this movie, and Zac Efron, I didn't even recognize him. He is so buff and built, and I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah, it's been he went through a real physical transformation to play this role. He's the lead, the eldest brother. It's no big I guess it's no spoiler to anybody who pays attention to things, but this family has gone through multiple tragedies over the years. In reality, they had 5 boys and lost 4 of them, 3 of them to suicide. And so it's a really tragic story, but this is the story of their, kind of behind that, the real tragedy. They talk about it as though the tragedy is a big mystery, but we get to see pretty early on the real tragedy is both the sport of wrestling and a father who is his expectations for his family are to basically fulfill the things that he didn't get done. And so there's really nothing more toxic in our lives, frankly, than a parent who lives their lives through their child. And so this is what's happened here.
Yeah, I think that happens actually quite often. you look at those reality TV shows, and they're living through their children, then it's like, oh gosh, you're not them. So, but anyway,
exactly.
Anyway, so the movie itself, do you have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy this movie, or can you be like anybody that doesn't really follow wrestling and just enjoy the story?
No, you can just enjoy the story. I mean, I don't know about Bart, but I knew the names. Back in the 80s, if you ever turned on the channel, you know the names Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair and these folks. And those names do get brought up. So, but if you are into wrestling or pro wrestling, it's going to be, a real treat for you for this movie. But you don't have to know anything at all about the wrestling world to enjoy it.
Okay, because I know that I was a wrestling fan when I was a kid. I thought it was all real and nothing was staged. I actually went to some matches in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling since Killer Brooks and Pan Pro Purple, so it's not my world. But this movie, this is not a story about wrestling. This is a sports movie that actually is about. It's like all great sports movies. It's about the people involved. It's about the family. It's about the existential angst that goes on. This is a Shakespearean story, although to be clear, it's not Shakespeare, and Zac Efron is not, is no Hamlet. The weak part of this story, frankly, to me, I think it's a well-told story. It is really, they've done a great job on editing. It's very concise. It's not too long. There's a lot to tell in a very brief period. It's a linear story. It's great, but there's a lot of heft that goes into a guy like Zac Efron to be able to tell the story through his eyes, because like a lot of athletes, he's a man of few words. The problem is Zac Efron himself. First off, his transformation, both his body and the fact his face has changed so much over the years, it's a bit of a distraction. And secondly, he's just not that actor. And so there is a weakness here. Meanwhile, you have Jeremy Allen White, who is from The Bear, who is a really great emotive actor who sort of plays second fiddle. And so the parts could have been swapped, and I think it would have been a more effective movie.
Yeah, now I will tell you that our favorite website, Rotten Tomatoes, it gave it a 92% approval rating. So what do you think?
I think I think it falls in line. I think this is an easy movie to watch. While it's not easy to watch because it's a tragedy, really, but it's an easy one to get through. It's well directed, well shot, well acted for the most part. It could be more, but I think it's a good movie. And it should be popular with fans of wrestling and, frankly, anybody else.
All right, so real quick, I think I know your answer, but thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumb sideways?
I give it a thumbs up. I thought it was very, very well done. I disagree with Bart. He's a lot harsher on actors than I am. I thought Zac Efron did an excellent job. Obviously, you know, the transformation his body's gone through may be a little distracting for the female audience, but, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought he did a great job. I thought it was brilliant how they streamlined the story, because truthfully, what this family has gone through could have easily been a 6-parter on HBO. And the fact that they managed to streamline it down to an hour-and-a-half movie is pretty amazing.
All right, so thumbs up for the Iron Claw. Well, Bart, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today. I do appreciate it. And so now we're going to go out and watch the Iron Claw. So it looks like a good movie.
Fun.
Good movie, good story. All right. Well, don't go away because we have more when we return.